back to my channel. Okay, if you're new here, I'm Debra Hudson with Smooth Moves by Design, and I'm the founder and creator of this new trend in moving, which is completely 100% stress-free for you. So I wanted to talk to you today about storages. People don't know much about storages. They think that the ones that are one-off is the only thing that there are. Sometimes when you move, whether you're living urban or any place really, sometimes you need extra storage. And today I'm going to tell you all about luxury storages. You're going to love it. So stay tuned, click like the button below, and let's go. Well, I want to tell you about storages. Nobody knows about storages. They just think, oh, I have a storage unit. I don't want to go there. I never go there. I don't want to go and deal with it. So you just continue to pay money, pay money, pay money. I've heard of people that have had storages 8, 10, 12 years and don't even really know what's in there. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about what I call luxury storage. Luxury storage is like a private storage unit. The one that I use here in Dallas has 75,000 square feet, and it is the most beautiful place you've ever seen. It's got the clean floors. You could eat off the floors. And what we do when we take something to storage is that the movers take it to storage and unload it at the dock. And this type of a storage, which is private storage unit, they inventory every piece that comes in. They make what they call a portal. We're kind of getting more familiar with that term, portal, from doctor's offices and things. That means that they take pictures of every one of your items, and you can call them, pull up your portal, and if you decide that you want, maybe you've stored a Christmas tree or all your Christmas ornaments, garlands, wreaths, you can call up or write and say, I want box 67, 68, 92, 47, anything you want, and give them 24 hours. And what they do is they pull those items down for you, and they will deliver them wherever you want them delivered. Or you can come and pick something up if you want. So this type of storage is locked at all times, and it has a storage manager. You ever heard of such a thing? He is the most wonderful person in the whole world. I love him. And he takes great pride in making sure that storage is fantastic, and your experience with the storage is fantastic. So once it's inventory, it is put in what they call vaults. And these vaults are beautifully wooden, huge, I hate to call them a box, they're a vault. They're 7 by 7 by 5, and they put all boxes and anything like that in those vaults. And then one of the things that I adore is they take all of your upholstered furniture and wrap it, and then it gets labeled and marked, and it is put on high shelves so the upholstery, the fabric, doesn't get dented. You don't want that. So they shrink wrap all the upholstered pieces that you have and put them up at the top, label them and inventory them, and they stay perfectly safe. Another thing that I love about these types of storage is that it's secure, and you can eat off the floors. It is so beautiful. They keep it so incredible. They kind of call it an on-demand storage. I don't know if I really like that term, but it's climate controlled, of course, and always stays that way. So there's no way for any kind of mildew or anything like that on it. It's incredible. So that's what the kind of storage that I love. And let's say you have a remodel in your house, and you have to take out everything from maybe the first floor because the floors were damaged by water, What you do is you give us a call, we come and we pick that up, and we make sure that it goes into storage. And after it's remediated, I know what they do, that they remediate any pieces or clothing or anything to make sure that there's no mold on there, because that's the important part. But anyway, we take care of those things if you needed it. I hope you don't ever need it, but you might. I call this luxury storage because it has a manager that takes care and will protect all your items. They spend about $20,000 a year to make sure that there are no insects, critters, anything like that, of course. I ran into a terrible problem 4 years ago before I knew about this type of storage. One of my clients had sold his house, and he had chosen one of the one-off storages. Very familiar name, you would know it. And we put everything in 2 of his storages. Well, he got caught in that debacle of the real estate market when the houses were just flying off the shelves. And he didn't find a house that he could buy for over a year. And when we delivered his furniture, the mover came to me and pointed and said, "Look, Deborah." I said, "What is it?" He goes, "It's from rats." Rats. I thought they lived out in the fields. I didn't know they were in storages. But see, these one-off storages do not spray for anything like that. Insects, bugs, rodents. And you don't know who's next to you in the storage. You have no idea, because they could have Fruit Loops, they could have all their pantry in there, they could have chopped wood. They bring rats really fast. So you can't be in one of those types of storages because you never know what's in there. And so, sadly to say, there was a big hole in his Tempur-Pedic bed. He was so nice. I'm so glad that he chose that storage and not me. But since then, he said, "Don't worry, I'll just buy a new one. It's okay." We have an absolute belief in this storage company. I use them all the time. Lots of times people in my line of work, they sell their house and they have to move everything into storage because they have to turn over their house too fast. And so we move everything to storage, and then we bring it back on, move-in day. So storages can be very different. If you're considering using a storage, make sure that it is with a very high-end company. And I have the best one here in Dallas ever, and I wouldn't use anybody else, ever, ever, ever. Storage seems like something that shouldn't be a big deal, but for a $7,000 Thermopedic bed, he was such a great guy that he was okay with it. He understood, but it is a big deal. Climate control storage means that it is the same temperature all the time, just like the inside of your house. It doesn't change with humidity, it doesn't change at all. So nothing can get warped, mildewed, or anything like that in these wonderful storages. And you'd be so surprised. The price is really, really not as cheap as, say, a one-off storage, such as Public Storage or Cube Smart or any of those small ones. But look what they do. This one company here in Dallas, I love using them more than anything, and they spend over $20,000 a year to make sure that there is nothing in there like any kind of insect or critters or anything like that. And they don't allow ammunition, any kind of bottles that are might have oils or any food items whatsoever from the pantry. So it's not like when you moved and you sent it to storage, you could leave all the pantry items and just box it up. It's also could be called an on-demand storage. Now what that means is you use Smooth Moves by Design, and we store some of your items for you. And you decide that you want your Christmas tree or your Christmas ornaments, garlands, anything like that. you just look in your portal. They do that at the very beginning. They create a portal for you, and you get it, and you can look in there and see every box, every piece of furniture that you have in storage. So if you want box number 67, 68, 69, all of the things for Christmas, you can give them 24 hours notice and they will pull it down for you. You can come and pick it up if you'd like, or they can schedule a delivery. This is the best way to ever, have storage, because a lot of urban uptown apartments and homes and things like that just don't have enough storage. A lot of times I run into clients that have some of their parents' items and they just can't let go of them, but they also don't want to get rid of them. So we place them in storage, and that works really well. Another thing that storage can be really good for is when you might have a remodel. Where do you put all the things? So you can send them to storage, and then when you're ready for them, we'll bring them to you. If you have a horrible thing like floor that gets ruined by water, that's another great way. Just call us, we'll pick them up, send them to storage, and you can have them back when you're ready. Another thing that is really important, sometimes people will store refrigerators or freezers. Well, when you store a refrigerator, what we do is we always open the doors and tape them open, and then we put a material in there that makes sure that there's no smells. Because if you store a refrigerator with the doors closed, the likelihood of the smell ever coming out is not good at all. So that's what we do with refrigerators and of the big box freezers. Sometimes go into your garage. We can put it into storage if it has food in it, if it's going to be frozen, of course, and if it's only going to be for a few weeks. Sometimes in between selling a house and moving into the new house, somebody can do that, but we can do that, and we just keep it plugged in for you. Now that's an incredible service for a storage company to do. We also have stored a unbelievable 57 Bel Air, fully restored, and it has the most gorgeous cover over it and everything, and it's in perfect condition, and nobody's going to bother it, and nothing's going to happen to it. And when I told the client the price, he was so elated, he couldn't believe it, because I think he thought it was going to cost him thousands of dollars a month, and he knew he would be gone for over a year. Another thing about storage, I have heard horror shows about people breaking the locks, cutting them off on those one-off storage places, and you don't want that. You don't even want the possibility of that. And I don't know, I think that storage needs to be explained, and that's the reason why I'm taking this time, so you can understand it, because it's a bigger deal than people understand. They just think, oh, it's just storage, no big deal. But it's your items, it's your things, it's everything you might own. And, clothing can be stored for sure, and that would have to be in a climate controlled area. If you put your clothes in something outdoors, they're much cheaper if you go to those, but you don't want that. You want high-end storage like I'm explaining to you. They have 75,000 square feet of storage, a storage manager. They are high security. Nobody's going to get anything of yours, and you have a complete list of everything that you put along with pictures in your storage. So you can't beat that for secure and for convenience, really. So we'll come pick up anything that you need to have stored, and then make you an account and send you the pictures and the inventory, and then you can know exactly where it is, and you can also pay for it on automatic pay every month, which makes it easy because you can kind of forget about your storage. Anyway, storages are one of my favorite things because I know how important they can be. Not everybody needs storage, and I certainly understand that. but I want you to know about the services that my company believes in, and I just want to teach you so you will not have any of those mistakes ever made. So if you have a question about or need storage or have questions about moving, we go nationwide. We will give you a free consultation at all times. We can do a Zoom call. I can come to your house, whatever you need. So give us a call, email, hop into my DMs, and let me help you with your move. I just want to make sure that your move is as smooth as possible.